Y'all, 3 jails in 1 month. 3 jails, 1 month. I don't want to go no more, okay? And he pulls out his cuffs. I'm like, what am I being arrested for? And he's like, you have a warrant. Alright, y'all. So, I recorded the video last night, and I told y'all I was going to record. That shit was too long. It was too long to edit. It was too much going on. We was talking, having side conversations the whole night. So, I'm not going to be uploading that video. I'm just going to upload this one. And we're going to try to keep it sweet, simple, and cute, okay? It's 2 o'clock. I'm not trying to be talking to y'all for more than 30 minutes, okay? So, how do I start this? So I'm gonna just get right into it. Y'all, I just want y'all to know I've told this story 1,000,001 times since I've been out. It's been a week yesterday since I've been home. And I've told this story almost every day since I've been home. So, I'm a little tired of telling it, but I want to talk to y'all, so I'm gonna tell y'all. Y'all want to know what's going on, so I'm gonna tell y'all. Also, I know y'all wanted Maya to be in the video. She was in that video. She might come pop in and say hey, because she here. She just in the back laying down because we got a little too drunk last night. So everybody want to know where I've been at, what's been going on with me. Some people know, some people don't. Maya did a video on her page talking about it a little bit, but she didn't go into detail because she didn't, have much details. So we can start off by talking about when it all started. So today is February 3rd. On January 7th, I was door dashing on the south side, and I decided to end my dash. It was pretty late. It was like, I think I did my last dash at like 10:30-ish. Now, the 7th was a Sunday, so anybody who is a Zeus fan like me, baddies came on Sunday. So my whole plan was to go get some food. I had ordered me some Wingstop, not too much on Wingstop because I know it's a lot of haters out there, but I still fuck with Wingstop, okay? I had ordered me some Wingstop, and I was going to pick it up, and I was gonna go home and I was gonna watch baddies. I was actually gonna go to my friend's house and we was gonna watch baddies together. But moral of the story, I had planned on watching baddies. So I pulled up to Wingstop at like 11 something. It might have been it was like 11 something. And the funny thing is I had just called my grandmother because my son was at her house, and I was just calling to check, make sure everything was cool, calm, copacetic. She didn't answer. I don't know what be wrong with her, what she got a phone for, but she didn't answer the phone. So when we got to, when I pulled up to the Wingstop, I parked. Now, I normally back in everywhere I go. Like whenever I'm driving and I'm parking somewhere, I'm a back in. This particular night, I decided to pull in facing the building, so the back of my car was facing the street. I was getting out the car, and when I stepped out of the car, opened the door, stepped out of the car, I turned my head, and I seen the blue lights. It's not funny, y'all. It's funny now, but it definitely wasn't funny then, like at all. It wasn't funny at all. So when I seen him, like a part of me was like, is that for me? And he was right behind my car. Like, girl, of course it's for you. So I get back in the car and close my door because I seen him hop out quick. So I get back in the car and close my door and I roll my window down. And he walked up to the car. He was real nice when he first walked up to the car. He was like, hey, I'm pulling you over because your tail light's out. In my eyes, I'm like, it's out for real? No, the whole time that I know my tail light is out. It's been out for like 2-3 days, and I have been supposed to got it fixed. Everybody kept saying, you need to just go get that tail light fixed. You need to go get that tail light fixed. You know, you don't need to be driving around at night like that. And I'm like, I'm gonna. Did it. So he was like, yeah, you know your tail light's out. I'm gonna have to issue you a warning in the system. Like, I gotta put it in the system that I pulled you over and I gave you a warning or whatever. And I'm like, okay. He was like, do you have your license? Now, y'all, I'm gonna be completely transparent with y'all. It was January. At that point, my license had been suspended since September. For a fact, I know my license had been suspended since September, right? So, and prior to that, it was suspended for a different reason, but I had taken care of that. But it got suspended again in September. So I'm looking through my purse and I'm like, I'm faking like I don't really got it, because in my mind I'm like, I really don't want to give him my license. I don't want to give it to him because I don't want him to tell me that my license is suspended and give me another ticket. So I'm like, all right. I'm searching through my purse, pretending to search through my purse. He's like, you don't have it? And I'm like, yeah, I got it. So I finally give it to him. And he was like, all right, I'll be right back. He walks to his car. He comes back quick. And I'm like, all right, well, he don't have no paperwork. I'm like, so what's going on? So he walks up to the car and his whole demeanor changed, y'all. Like, he went from this nice, smiley demeanor to straight faced, serious. He was like, do you know your license is suspended? And I was like, is it? The same thing I said about my brake lights. Is it? He was like, yeah, it's been suspended for quite a while. And I was like, oh no, I didn't know that. He was like, yeah. He was like, do you have any? I was like, he's like, I smell marijuana in the car. Were you smoking? Do you have any marijuana in the car? And I'm like, no, I don't smoke. I was like, a friend of mine was smoking, because my friend I was in the car with me the day before and she had smoked, which is the truth. I don't smoke. So, and I didn't have any drugs in my car. But instead of arguing with him about it, because he asked me to step out of the car so that he could search the vehicle because he has probable cause because of the strong odor. That's what he said. So I was like, all right. He was like, yeah, so just go ahead and step out of the car for me. I have to search the vehicle. So as I'm stepping out the vehicle, he kind of like ushers me, like he doesn't grab my arm, but he kind of just moves my arm as I'm walking. And he's like, are you the owner of the vehicle? I was like, yes, I'm the owner of the vehicle. He was like, okay, stand up against the car and place your hands behind your back. And he pulls out his cuffs. I'm like, what am I being arrested for? And he's like, you have a warrant in Henry County, so I'm gonna have to take you to jail. Y'all, I was stressing, because I'm like, I don't want to go to jail. I'm thinking he's just gonna write me a ticket. I'm like, it's okay, I can't just get ticketed, I can't get cited, and you know, it's like, no, it doesn't work that way out here. So yeah, he told me that I was being detained, and he put me in the back of his police car. He had called another unit, and I'm watching them search my car. So he comes to the car and he's just asking me questions about stuff. And ladies, if any of you guys have ever had a UTI, you know what the pill looks like it's a little black and yellow pill. So I guess at one point, because as women, it happens, I had one and I had my pills in the car, and I must have dropped one, or dropped more than one, or it fell out, something. So he brings one of the pills to the car. He was like, what are these? Are you selling these? I was like, do I look like a drug dealer to you? I was like, in my head, I'm like, I wanted to tell him, you should go ask your wife or your daughter what it is. Or better yet, look it up. That's what I told him. I was like, why don't you just look it up? Because I don't have anything to say anymore at this point. Like, I'm thinking, I'm talking to you because, and being cooperative because I'm thinking you're gonna let me go. But now that I know that you're taking me to jail, I don't have anything else to say. We don't have anything to talk about. So I was like, you should just look it up. So I had told her that he called another unit. So it was 2 male officers. So we had to sit there and wait on 2 things to happen. He was impounding my car because he didn't give me the opportunity to have somebody come and pick it up for me. And he was waiting on a female officer in another unit to come pat me down, basically, because he couldn't search me. So we did that. Finally, after what felt like an hour and some change, Dad came and picked my car up. And he came, got in the car, did paperwork, and we were on our way to Fayette County Jail. So when we got there, I kept telling him, like, I need to make a phone call, I need to make a phone call. I need to call and check on my son. And they're like, well, you have to wait until you're finished being processed and booked in the system and stuff like that. So that whole process consisted of a mugshot, fingerprints. They had me do this thing where I had to set up my phone so that I could use the phone. So I did that, and then I still ended up having to wait to use the phone even after that. They took pictures of my tattoos, like they was just doing the whole nine. They made me take out all my piercings, which I'm still sad about. So yeah, I had to set up the phone, and then they had me sitting in a holding cell with one other female. And y'all, she was in there because, okay, so she was older. Well, she wasn't older. She was older than me. I think she said she was like 40. So she was really upset. And you know, when you're in jail, you don't got nothing else to do but talk. So she asked me what I was in there for. I told her, and I asked her what she was in there for. And she was like that. She was just telling me about her life, basically how she was a very successful business owner and all of this and that. And she had lost her phone in a lift, and she had to call the police because she couldn't get in touch with the Lyft driver or something like that. And the police ended up pulling over the Lyft driver and getting the phone for her. But when she showed up, she had to show her ID to basically prove that the phone belonged to her. And when they ran her ID, she had a warrant from, I think she said 21 years ago when she was like 17. And the warrant was all the way in New York, y'all. So she had to be extradited all the way to New York. She had lost her job, lost her whole career for something that happened when she was 17 years old. I feel so bad for that lady. She was in there crying. I was like, damn. Anyway, so they did all that. I finally got to use the phone. I called my grandma. I didn't get a chance to call Maya because it was a 3 phone call limit. So of course, like I said, my grandma don't ever answer the phone, so I had to call her twice. And by the time it was time for me to be able to call somebody else, they was telling me, all right, I had to go, and I could make a phone call tomorrow when I got to come out for my rotation for our free time, or whatever you want to call it. So after all of that, they dressed me out. So I had to put on a jumpsuit, take a shower, you know, do the coffin squat stuff, all of that booking process. And then they gave me the jumpsuit and these hard ass plastic shoes, y'all, with no socks. Like they was brand new, and they had like little ripples in them. Girl, them shoes were so uncomfortable. I was so upset. Oh, I'm like, where is that? I forgot that was right there, y'all. I gotta keep it close to me because I ain't had it in a month in a couple Sundays. Okay, I need this. This is my livelihood. They didn't have no lip gloss in jail, y'all. They didn't have nothing. They didn't barely even want to give us Vaseline. Oh gosh, that was stressful. If anything was stressful, that was stressful. So anyway, had to shower, change, went upstairs, down the hall, whatever you want to call it, and I went to sleep because it was late. It was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning by the time I finally got processed in. When I got in the room that I was in, because it was a pod with two people cells. You could be in there. It's supposed to only be 2 people, but they were full. And I think 2 of the cells weren't operable because the toilets weren't working. Somebody had flooded the toilets. So I was in there with 2 other women, and I went to sleep when I first got in there, or tried to. And the next morning, we got woke up around like 6 for them to, no, I think it was earlier than that, for breakfast. I don't remember what their meal times was. I don't remember what time we got breakfast, but I know it was early. They woke us up for count, or they make sure they got all of the inmates. And then we ate, and that's when I finally kind of got acquainted with the people that I was in the cell with. I don't really remember what they were in there for, because it was a minute ago, and I've met so many people since then. So the way they did free time, we came out really 3 times a day. We had 2 regular free time hours, and then we could come out either breakfast or lunch. for some of the officers. Some of the officers let us come out for both. Some of them made us, and I was only in there for 4 days, so I got to see 2 different officers. One of the officers, she let us come out for both lunch and breakfast, and the other officer, she made us pick one. Either we could come out for breakfast or we could come out for lunch, and then we have our 2 times to get on the phone, watch TV, shower, basically. So on my 3rd day, I had got my scalp braided, y'all. And I say my scalp braided because that lady, she braided too tight. Like, I was glad for it because it lasted, but my head was hurting. I wanted to take them out, but I didn't want to get to Henry County and have my hair all over the place like it was, because when I got arrested, my hair was pressed out, but I had to take a shower. So when I ain't had no shower cap or nothing, so of course my hair got wet and the whole 9. It was just a lot. So but I just remember talking to everybody about how they told me that if Henry County, because that's the reason I got locked up, was because I had a warrant in Henry County, but Fayetteville is the one who picked me up. So I had to go there first, and then I had to be transferred to Henry County. So I kept telling everybody, I'm like, yeah, they said I only gotta be here for 72 hours. They don't come pick me up within 72 hours, then I'm just gonna go home. He was like, yeah, no, Henry County's gonna come get you. And I'm like, don't say that. Because I just wanna go home. I don't want them to come get me. Everybody kept saying to me, yeah, they're gonna come. So they ended up coming, y'all, but it was 4 days late. They didn't even come at the last possible minute. They came on day 4, which is a day after when they were supposed to let me go, quote unquote. So when Henry County came and picked me up, I had to be processed back out, take off all my clothes, and then handcuffed again for the 2nd time in a week. So I'm crying. Y'all I'm like, who is this? Hold on, y'all. Y'all say hey. I'm trying to finish this video. All right, y'all. Okay. They don't even want shit. Just sitting around. Anyway, that was Itty, Barb, and somebody else I don't know. I probably did know them, but I don't remember them. So anyway. Ooh. All the water drinkers, what's y'all favorite water? This is not mine, but this is actually really good. My favorite water is Eternal water. Okay, back on track, because I'm already threw off and they threw me off even more, and I'm trying to finish this within the next 10 minutes. So we're gonna speed it up a little bit and just go ahead and just start shooting out stuff. So got handcuffed for the 2nd time in a week, and I got moved over to Henry County. So on the ride there, the police officer was real cool. We was talking, chatting it up. At this point, I'm already, is the camera about to die? God damn it. Hold on. All right, y'all. I had a small technical difficulties. Okay, so back to what I was saying. I don't really remember what part I was at. But let me see. Oh yeah. So when we was driving to Henry County, he was basically telling me like it's a long waiting process right now for the court system. Basically, they not really pushing out court dates like that. So be prepared to wait for at least 3 weeks for a court date, because they saying between 30 and 45 days is how long you have to wait. And so I'm like, all right, like, I'm not like, all right, but I'm just telling him all right, because in my mind, I'm like, damn, I really don't want to wait that long. And then when we got there, they booked me in, took my 2nd mugshot of the month, my 2nd fingerprinting. I'm like, damn, I'm about to be fingerprinted everywhere in Georgia. I mean, everywhere in Atlanta at this point. So, the booking process was pretty fast. Well, no, the processing process was fast, because they had me in booking for ever. But the processing was fast because they was switching shifts, so the people who was already there was trying to go ahead and go home. So they did my fingerprinting and I did my medical visit, and she tried to get me to do a TB shot, which I wasn't really trying to do. So when she told me to come back, I didn't go back. So regardless, I did that. You know, they have to do a pregnancy test, so I did that, and then I just sat there for hours and talked to other people who were in booking, because they didn't have us like in holding cells, they just had us sitting around. So I want to say I got to Henry County at like 12 in the afternoon, 11, 12 in the afternoon. And you know, while you're in jail, a lot of times you don't really be knowing what time it is unless you're able to ask somebody. But if you're just sitting around, you don't really know what time it is. So we were sitting there, everybody was trying to, you know, talk about everything. I had met this girl named Zai, and she had came in there. She was so sad. She was talking about how she had lost her dad, and the day before, and she was talking about the reason that she was in there. And you know, that's what everybody talk about when you go to jail, why you're there, what happened to land you in such a horrible place, because that's what jail is. Horrible, awful. I had met this one girl who was already in jail, and she had came downstairs because she had got the phone with this lady over the phone, and she was just talking to me. I was stressed. I was telling everybody how stressed out I was because my lips was chapped, and I kept asking the nurse if I could get something for my lips. She kept telling me no. So I was mad about that. So mind y'all, I told y'all that the processing for me didn't take long at all. I swear I was downstairs fully processed. The only thing it was, I wasn't dressed out. I didn't have no jumpsuit on. They hadn't made me shower yet, so I was just sitting there meeting everybody that was coming in. I watched 4 different shift changes before they finally had me dress out, change my clothes. And I was processed. Like I'm already processed. I've been sitting here for hours. Like at this point, just take me to jail. I'm ready to go to jail. Like who you know, just like, yeah, just take me. I'm ready. I'm tired of sitting in here. I don't want to keep sitting in here. So at this point, it's hit the 24-hour mark, y'all. And I'm still sitting in my same clothes, waiting, begging basically to go to jail. I'm like, okay, can y'all change my clothes so I can go lay down? I've been sitting in this cold ass room for 24 hours now. I hadn't eaten anything because I didn't want their food. That was the same way for the first day. That was the same way in Fayetteville though. They don't play. I missed 2 meals. I didn't eat breakfast and I didn't eat lunch. And the guard literally walked up to me and told me, yeah, Miss Nicole, you have, because I'm not telling y'all my last name. Yeah, Miss Nicole, you have 1 more meal to miss and we're gonna put you on suicide watch. And I'm like, I'm gonna eat. Give me the sandwich, because I don't want, don't put me, because that would prolong me being there. No, just give me the sandwich, I'll eat it. So, but when I first got to Henry County, I got there around the shift change, like I said, so I didn't get a chance to get their lunch, which would have been a sandwich. And then by the time dinner rolled around, I didn't want what they had, so I didn't eat it. So the next day, like I said, sitting there, it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. Everybody in here is ready to go. We've been waiting on y'all all night. Like, we're ready to go upstairs, basically. So they finally, mind you, it's freezing cold in there. I don't have on no socks because they made me take my socks off when I first got in there. They made me give up my jacket, so I only got on my t-shirt that I had on and my leggings. And I'm like, I'm ready to go upstairs. So they finally are ready to dress us out. They give us our jumpsuits and they give us our towel and our rag. And the officer has to come in the bathroom with you when you're changing out of the clothes that you know, wore into the jail. So she comes in, she has this jug, and I'm like, what is that? And she was like, oh, it's lice removal or lice something. I'm like, do I look like I got lice to you? I know I'm light skinned, y'all. And somebody's told me before that black people get lice. I don't believe that. I don't know no black person that's ever gotten lice. If you know a black person that's gotten lice, you could comment. Tell me, please. Because I'm like, I'm not putting that in my hair. She was like, you have to put it in your hair or we're gonna put you in the infirmary. I was so irritated. She was like, yeah, you gotta put it in your hair. You gotta put it under your arms. You gotta put, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I just want to go home. Just let me go home. At this point, I'm just ready to go home. So I dressed out finally, and I'm thinking that we about to go upstairs. I thought wrong. They put us back in the holding area, and we sit there for more hours. I wanted to take a nap. The chairs that they had in there was metal chairs. You couldn't, if you sat up in them, you slid down immediately. So I'm like, I can't get comfortable in these chairs. I tried laying across the chairs. That didn't work. So finally, everybody's just like, fuck it, we're in jail. I laid on the floor. I got my towel that I had. Tried to make me a little, you know, pillow out of the bigger towel because it wasn't but like this big. It was enough. Like what you would use as a hand towel at home, that's what they give you to dry your whole body off with in jail. And then a little rag. So I used the towel for my pillow and I put the rag over my eyes so that I could try to get some sleep. So when I finally get comfortable and get ready to, I have fallen asleep at this point, they come in there making a whole bunch of noise, asking us a whole bunch of questions, and then they have to do count. So they're asking us our last names, verifying us, all of this and that. So I'm like, all right. So then I couldn't get back comfortable, so I ended up laying on one of the girls that I had met in there. Like we all bunched up on top of each other because it's freezing in there. None of us have on no type of underclothes. We just got on the jumpsuit and none of us got on socks. So we all just laid up trying to keep each other warm, y'all. The things you do in jail. Then we finally went upstairs. It was another pod like the one that I was in ᡣ𝐻𝑒ville, where it was a whole bunch of cells and then it was supposed to be 2 people per cell. And obviously I was in a room again with 2 people who had already been in there and I had to be the 3rd person. So I'm on the floor once again. So they were cool. I was in there with this pregnant girl and this older lady. Her name was Melinda. Y'all, she was so irritating. All she did, she just talk. All she did was talk. Then she snored super loud. She kept talking about this man that she was dating. He was 80 and how she wouldn't, girl, she was getting on my nerves. And then she used to say the same thing over and over and over again. I used to call her Woody. I'm like, yeah, you act just like Woody. If I pull your string, you're gonna say this. If I pull your string again, you're gonna say that. Don't nobody ever call me, y'all. That's 3 calls in this. The first one I ain't answer. That's 3 calls, 17,000 text messages, Instagram DMs. Like, everybody want to bother me when I want to talk to y'all. Anyway, so, where was I? I was talking about Melinda. So, I was in there. I actually ended up changing rooms like a couple of times. I changed rooms once because the person who was in there before me came back from medical. She had just had a baby, so they was putting her back in there. So I moved next door and it was already 3 people in that room, so I was the 4th person in that room. Y'all, they were so discombobulated and so just ugh. At Henry we were supposed to have 4 hours out a day. We were supposed to have 2 hours in the morning, well in the early afternoon, and 2 hours in the evening. We was lucky to get 1 hour out every day. Sometimes we would go 2 or 3 days without being let out. Like literally just sitting in the room, not being able to shower, not being able to call nobody, just in the room. The first 3 days I was in there, I wasn't able to get on the phone because during my processing, they were supposed to have me set up like a voice recognition thing, and they didn't do that. So I kept having to wait on an officer to be able to take me 3 steps outside of our pod so that I could do my voice recognition, and they just kept giving me the runaround. It was so much. So when I finally got to talk to somebody, mind y'all, this is like day 7 or 8 that I've been in jail. And I called my mom and I was talking to her, and I got to talk to my son, y'all, and that was my first time crying. Oh, my heart broke because he just kept asking me where I was at when I was coming home, all of this and that. I'm just like, oh, I was so heartbroken. So anyway, to speed it up a little bit, because there's a lot that I could talk about. Like, I'm gonna do a Q&A video too, and then y'all can ask me questions, like ask me stuff that y'all want to know about the whole experience and about whatever else, and I'll probably upload that sometime this week. But so y'all remember I said that I met a girl who had gotten into a fight over a phone, right, while I was in booking. So tell me why when I get like my second, third day in there, they wake us up for breakfast. We gotta come out of our rooms to go get our tray. I walk up to go get my tray, and one of the inmate workers passes me a note, y'all. Hold on, let me show y'all the note, because I kept it so I could show y'all. One of the inmate workers passes me a note, and she's like, yeah, this is from such and such and such, and D1. I'm like, this girl is in a whole, how does she find me? Like, she wrote me a note, and with like wrapped up in a note, it was like a little I can't think of what to call it. Like, it was basically some Vaseline, y'all. She had sent me some Vaseline for my lips, y'all. At the bottom of the note, y'all, she said, and I got you some stuff for your lips too, LMAO. I appreciated it, thanks. And then the next day, y'all, while she was the inmate worker in the pod, she was trying to see if I was giving her a note back, and I didn't have a note for her to get back. Sorry, Bookie, I didn't have no notes. I brought the beach. I don't want no jail coochie, girl. Oh, wrong people. It was a lot of different people in there, y'all. A lot of different types of people I did not fit in with. And I'm not saying that to say that I'm better than anybody, but I didn't fit in. I don't look like I'm supposed to be there. Just at the end of the day, but hello, I'm a pretty girl, okay? I was not supposed to be in there. Let me put some of this on, because I just need something real quick, just to remind myself that I can have it. Y'all. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, it was an experience. That jail alone was an experience. So much that I could talk about with that, but I really don't want this to be a long ass video, y'all. So I finally ended up going to court after about 3.5 weeks. And so yeah, so I went to court on the 22nd of January, which is a Monday. So I went to court on the 22nd. Now mind y'all, so y'all didn't expect this twist to come up. Mind y'all, I'm on probation for a traffic ticket because I just don't take traffic tickets serious. That's my problem. I'm on probation for a traffic ticket in Clayton County, and I have to pay $175 a week. Not a week, sorry, $175 a month, and I have to physically check in with my probation officer. Like, I have to go up there and check in. So I was supposed to check in with her either the 9th or the 11th of January. I was supposed to go up there, or if I could not go up there, I was supposed to call her. And I was supposed to call her before the 11th, basically, or on the 11th. I was supposed to either go up there or call her on one of those days, and obviously I couldn't go. And if I was not able to do either of those, I had until the Sunday following my check-in dates to pay. If I couldn't go up there and pay in person, I had till that Sunday to pay. So basically, I ended up violating my probation because that week I had been calling my peoples because I needed them to help me out. As far as like, I needed them. I have 2 phones, y'all. So my mom had my second phone, and I was using her to just get numbers that I didn't have, be in touch with people, 3-way people, stuff like that. So I needed her to use that phone to pay my probation and call my probation officer while I was on the phone so that I could talk to her for 5 minutes. And nobody was answering, y'all. I could not get nobody on the phone for days. I was so upset. So I ended up violating my probation. On the 14th, I violated my probation. Now, I have violated before, but it took them a long time. So this would have been my second time violating. It took them a long time to process the violation, basically, that the first time that I violated my probation. And that was because I was out of town. So this time I was thinking that it was gonna happen again. So I went to court the following Monday, not the following Monday, the Monday after, and which was the 22nd. And everything got settled. You know, I was supposed to just do some community service and make sure that I reinstated my license. And which is like $180. So I had to do that, and I could go home. Mind y'all, I told y'all that I was sitting and booking for 48 hours, right? It took them 3 days to get my paperwork together. I had to have people call up to the jail asking when I was getting released, because I was supposed to get released that Monday. When I got out of court, at like 2 o'clock. I was supposed to be released within the business day that Monday. Didn't happen. Tuesday rolled around. I'm asking, like, at this point I'm thinking, okay, maybe my warrant process, do I have a hold? Like, do I have to go to another county? Everybody's telling me no. They just backed up. A lot of people went to court Monday, so they're processing out a lot of people. I'm like, all right, so I'm trying to be patient. I'm like, shit, you about to get out, just relax. So Wednesday rolls around. I cannot relax anymore because I'm ready to go. So I had one of my peoples call up to the jail again. And I called them back in like 15 minutes and they told me, all right, I just spoke to somebody. They said that you'll be released within 2 hours. Y'all, I'm so happy. I'm too happy. I'm already packed all my stuff up. I'm like, it's time for me to go. Now, mind you, I had been in there for some weeks, so I had gotten commissary. I had shirts, undershirts, socks, a bra, all type of stuff by then. So when they finally came and got me, of course it wasn't 2 hours. It was like 4 or 5. I was napping. They came, popped the door, and it was like, all right, Nicole, come out, pack your stuff up. So I'm like, all right, I'm packing my stuff up. All of the stuff that I just told you that I had, I gave it to my bunkie. I'm like, I don't need it. You keep it. I don't want that shit. I'm going home. So as we're walking, I'm dragging my mat. I'm all happy to go home. I'm telling everybody bye through the doors. And we get outside, and he's like, I got some bad news. As I was processing your paperwork, a warrant popped up for another county. So now you have to wait on Jonesboro Police Department to come and pick you up and take you to Clayton County Jail. Y'all, 3 jails in 1 month. 3 jails, 1 month. Who you know? How? That pissed me off so bad. I wanted to cry so bad, but I just like, at this point, what am I gonna do? It is what it is. So I said, fuck it. That's what we're doing, that's what we're doing. So I get processed again in another county. I'll have to do this whole process over again. I sit in there, which was a completely different atmosphere, completely different everything. Everything in there was different. Like, it was open pod, so we was free roaming. You could be on the phones all night. The TV was on all night. That was annoying because I like to sleep quiet. I don't like a lot of noise while I'm sleeping. So the TV was on loud all night. Everybody was still woke, walking around. For the first night, I was irritated. But by the second night, I'm like, shit, I'm here. Let me just politic. So I'm talking to people. And then I became one of the people who was up all night till 5 o'clock in the morning talking. Running my mouth. So it was definitely an experience, y'all. An experience that I don't ever want to experience again. Okay? I'm cool. I don't want to go no more. Okay? I don't want to go. I can't do it. I want to show y'all something. Because just like I kept that note, I kept these too. Because it's not funny, y'all. I keep trying to tell y'all. It's not funny. But it was an experience. A learning experience and all in all. So let me show y'all. So this one was from Fed. I'm gonna take a picture and insert it. And this one you could tell how mad I was. Like, this was the first place. You could tell how mad I was. I was so upset. This one though, y'all, I looked like I was happy to be there. And I wasn't, but I had just accepted my fate at this point because I knew I had to come here. But if y'all seen, I couldn't keep the one from Clayco because they cut it off when you leave out. If y'all seen the one from Clayton County, y'all, I was too mad because I was not expecting that at all. I was not expecting that. Listen, y'all, I'm about to get off here. Moral of the story, let me keep this close. Hold on, I don't know why I put it in there. Moral of the story, y'all. Okay. Don't go to jail. Take care of your traffic tickets. Go to court, okay? Don't go to jail. Let me see if Maya wanna come talk to y'all real quick. Come say hey. She might not feel like it because I told y'all she was back there laying down. But before I get off here, see if she come out here. Anyway, I'm about to get up off here, y'all. I just want to tell everybody thank you for all your prayers and well wishes. And I just want to tell y'all thank you for keeping me in y'all's minds throughout this whole process because it was hard. It definitely was mentally challenging. It has still been. This whole week has been very just all over the place. I've been trying to get my bearings back together. That's why it took me a minute to give y'all this video, but I'm back and I'm better. And we're gonna get this shit, we're gonna keep this shit rolling. We're gonna keep coming with the bangers. Comment below what else y'all want to see from me within the next, you know, couple of weeks. DM me, follow me on Instagram, stalk my socials, because I be on live all the time, y'all. So come speak to me. Shout out to Ken. That's my favorite, y'all. I was telling you to come speak to everybody. I was telling him he was laying down.
What's up, y'all?
She was drunk last night.
I don't know how I look. Probably look a mess.
Your hair all over the place, but it look cute though, cause it's like a messy curl.
But yeah. What else was I talking about?
I just wanted to come say hey.
Oh, hey
y'all. But yeah. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up off here. Talked enough about this shit. I told y'all if y'all, when I do my Q&A, y'all can ask questions. And anything that I didn't talk about that y'all want to know about, then I'll be glad to let you know when I do that. So be on the lookout for the Q&A poll on my Instagram story. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.